Hi everyone, welcome to Teacher Shirley's channel. Today we are going to read something on page 2, page 38. We are going to learn how to write a fictional narrative. So if this is your first time to come to my channel, or if you have come many times but haven't subscribed yet, remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell. By the end of the lesson, pupils are able to give examples of sequence connectors, use sequence connectors correctly, write a fictional narrative about an eventful day trip. Oke, jadi di akhir pembelajaran hari ini, pelajar-pelajar akan belajar tentang kata hubung, sequence connectors, 连词. Okay, so these are some of the sequence connectors. First, pertama sekali, 首先, next, seterusnya, dan seterusnya, finally, akhir sekali, 最后. We use the sequence connectors, the connectors of sequence to connect to order events, to connect the order a series of events. Jadi kita gunakan kata hubung untuk menghubungkan beberapa perkara yang ada berkaitan. The correct order is first, next, then after that, finally. For example, first, I woke up. Next, I went to school by bus. Then I arrived at school. After that, I came back home and watched TV. Finally, I went to sleep. Okay, so these are some of the connectors that we can use for our essay writing. Okay, for example, here one day, Sam woke up early and went swimming. Soon, it was time for breakfast. Then he went back to the campsite. By then, his family were eating. Later, they all went to the beach. In the end, they stayed at the beach until 10 p.m. So we can see one day, soon, then, by then, later, in the end. These are all connectors, kata hubung. Mereka menghubungkan, kata hubung ini menghubungkan beberapa perkara yang berkaitan dalam siri, dalam terutan. Okay, so now we will look at this text. Okay, so we need to fill up the text here using the correct connectors. Okay, my friend Rosie and I decided to go for a walk in the mountains. Okay, the title for this story is Lost. The sun was shining when we set off, but the weather changed. It was very foggy. Foggy means you cannot see clearly. And we couldn't see where we were going. We were lost. We didn't know what to do. I remember I had my mobile phone in my bag. I tried to phone my dad, but my phone wasn't working. It was getting dark and we were cold and frightened. Suddenly, we heard the sound of a helicopter. We couldn't believe our luck. It was coming to rescue us. Everything was all right, but we learned our lesson. Next time, we will check the weather forecast before we go for a walk in the mountains. Okay, everyone, have you got the answers? Okay, let's listen to the text here.
Unit 3. Writing. A fictional narrative. Exercise 1.
Lost. One day, my friend Rosie and I decided to go for a walk in the mountains. The sun was shining when we set off, but later the weather changed. It was very foggy, and we couldn't see where we were going. Soon, we were lost. We didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered I had my mobile phone in my bag. I tried to phone my dad, but my phone wasn't working. By then, it was getting dark, and we were cold and frightened. Suddenly, we heard the sound of a helicopter. We couldn't believe our luck. It was coming to rescue us. Everything was all right in the end, but we learned our lesson. Next time, we'll check the weather forecast before we go for a walk in the mountains.
Okay, so I hope everyone get the answers right. Okay, so now let's look at the next practice. Read the story again and answer the questions about sequencing words and phrases. Okay, which phrase often goes at the beginning of a story? The answer, one day. Which phrase often goes at the end of a story? In the end. Which phrase is often followed by the past continuous? By then. What tense do we usually use with the other words? The past simple. So when we are writing a story, we need to use past simple. Okay, now rewrite the sentences with the words in the correct position. More than one answer is possible. Okay, so let's look at number 1. She soon was tired, so she sat down to have a rest. Okay, so soon here is wrong. We need to put soon where? Here. She was soon tired, so she sat down to have a rest. Okay, number 2. Sam didn't want to go on a trip, but he in the end enjoyed it. Sam didn't want to go on the trip, but in the end he enjoyed it. I was feeling by then hungry because it was lunchtime. I was feeling hungry by then because it was lunchtime. It went cloudy and it started then raining. It went cloudy and then it started raining. Okay, so these are the possible answers for this exercise. Okay, now we'll move on to the most difficult task for most students, writing. Write a fictional narrative about an eventful day trip. Okay, so there are 3 parts when you are writing. The first one, plan. Think of an idea for your story. Then make notes. Who is it about? You or somebody else? How will the story begin and end? So how do you want to begin a story? You need to think of the time when it happened, place where it happened, and end what happened at the end. So normally a story will have a happy ending or a sad ending, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so the easiest way is to write by happy ending, by having a happy ending. Okay, write 3 paragraphs, an introduction, the main part of the story, and the end. Okay, so in your essay, you need to have at least three, intro, main part, and the end. And finally, check your writing. Okay, so this is one sample essay I got from the web page. Okay, so this one was written by Taylor, grade 4. Okay, the day I got lost at the shops. So sometimes you follow your parents to go to the F Mall, to go to Yon. Okay, but what will you do? What should you do if you get lost? Okay, so let's read the essay here together. So in total, there are 4 paragraphs. On Saturday, 21st of December 2019, I was going to the shops with my mom, dad, and my 3 brothers, Mason, Jaden, and Bailey. We were on cloud 9. Cloud 9 means very happy and behaving well, because our dad said if we behave, we would get a chocolate. We were all happy getting all the groceries. Groceries ialah barang runcit, 杂货东西. Until I saw something that looked wonderful and the family kept going. Okay, so suddenly the narrator, the writer, saw something that is very exciting for him, that attracted him. Okay, while the other family members, they already passed by the place. Then I went to try and find them, but I couldn't because I had never been to that shop before. Okay, so he don't know. Now he was lost. Then, as soon as my family noticed I was gone, they ran to the counter and put a message on the microphone. Taylor, would you please come to the counter? Mom and Dad are looking for you. Then they were at the counter. I ran up to them and said I was sorry. Then we went home and I was taught that if I ever get lost at the shopping center, I have to go to the front desk because once they know I'm gone, That's where they will be. What a great experience for me. Okay, so this is a story about the writer, okay, Taylor, who was lost in a shopping center. Okay, but it had a happy ending where Taylor could meet with his family members again. Okay, so first you need to have intro. Here you can have day, when it happened, place, okay, the shops, okay, what happened in the middle, then you need to use connectors. So the connectors here that we can see here, connectors are, okay, the connectors that we can see here, them, these are connectors, them, okay, so these are some of the connectors that you could use. Okay, and you need to have the time and the date. Okay, so this is one of the sample you could follow. Okay, I think you can write better than this. Okay, so that's the end for our lesson today. Bye. Thank you. And remember to subscribe my channel. Bye.